Welcome to our next assignment. So we're going to build a three-dimensional construction paper city. So let's just talk a little bit about what does it mean when we say three dimensions. So normally we see things flat on a piece of paper. Like if I show you this picture, we're looking at it on a piece of paper, a two-dimensional. When I pick up something with my hand, like a sculpture, this becomes three-dimensional. We can see it, we can turn it and see different sides of it. This could also be called a sculpture because we have built it with our hands. It's not done on paper with pencils. We are actually creating something with our hands. So we're going to build a three-dimensional city. Now there are lots of ways to do it, as you can see in this photograph. We are going to make squares that are long and short. We can do all kinds of different shapes in our city. So I'm just going to show you a quick way to get started, but you are free to do whatever you want. I do want to ask that you make at least 3 buildings, okay? So what I've done here is I built a very tall skyscraper, and a skyscraper is just a tall building. I actually added a few little steps, some windows with detail, not just squares, but add something to your windows. I made a building that says here, I put a sign on it, and it's a hotel. And so I added some decorations on the door, and I added a very fancy kind of roof. Now I also have another building here. It's kind of wobbly, but it's I'm not sure. It could be it could be a church, it could be some sort of factory, but that's what you're going to do. 3 buildings. So you want to be very, very creative. You want to add as many things as you can to your city, because the city doesn't just have buildings, it has parks, it has trees, and it has all kinds of things. So very quickly, I just want to demonstrate how to make a tall building. The easiest way for you to do this is to take your construction paper or color paper. I start by folding it in half. Then I fold it in half one more time because I want to have very nice even folds. So when I open it, I have 4 little sections. I'm just going to turn one of them. What we see was to create a long rectangular shape for my tall building. What I do, I'm going to tell you to use tape, so you might have to ask your parents for some Scotch tape, clear tape, because it's too hard to do this with glue. I'm just going to put some tape on the edges. Right here. And so my building stands by itself. The second tip I'm going to give you is that I go ahead and make a lot of windows at the very beginning. That way I have them all ready. So I'm just going to fold my paper and just cut it and cut it and cut it a bunch of times so that I can just make lots and lots of windows before I even start gluing anything down. And what we are doing here is really just making different shapes, right? So we are making really, and they don't have to be perfect, as long as you cut a lot of the same size. And the best way is to keep folding things, and the more you fold them, the closer they become the same size, okay? So here I have a whole bunch of little windows already that when I get ready with my glue stick, I'm just going to start sticking them on my building. So let's continue and just work on building 3 or a bunch of buildings. Make sure you add something like a road, some trees, and make it really, really fun.